running for election against the entire media establishment. The same media that suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story, the same media that
where we left
encouraged big tech and colluded with the White House,
9-tile city to see if we can
voices of political dissent to be removed. The same media
somewhat
who cheered as this
Probably
administration toward the very fibers of our constitutional republic and the First Amendment.
Listening to Stephen Crowder in the
That
background.
same media is going to be into
Let's go ahead and
hyperdrive.
get to this.
So please be prepared to have these discussions. Right now, there may be some people out there. There's a curiosity gap. Educate yourself on Kamal. You've been watching this show for quite a while, so you know we've done some pieces. Do not take anything for granted. Educate yourself and be prepared to have these conversations in your day-to-day. That's what you can do. You talk with 10 people, you talk with 20 people, they talk with a few people. That can change a state. I think when Ted Cruz did that math, the convention, it was really weird. I know he was trying to get to the number of illegal immigrants, but he said, there's 18,000 people here in this arena. And if you were to multiply that by 630 times, that would be 11.5 million.
Music would stay where I put it.
Of a population than all, but 11 states. Like, what? What is this, the wall and Goodwill Hunting? What are you doing? He was trying to say that's how many illegal immigrants across the
you
border.
can see the map is totally
full,
but it's not
that's more
maximized
than
yet.
what determined the vote. In
keep on working
states,
until we get there.
States like Arizona, Georgia, just 2 arenas changes the country, guys. You don't think that you can have a conversation with enough people who will then pass it on that in this municipality, in arena, 18,000 people, their minds could be changed? I've been asking you to change millions of minds. Not everyone has a platform like this. Not everyone has a platform like Rush Limbaugh had. Not everyone has a platform like a lot of people out there who create content. Grateful that they're out there. Grateful that you support us. But you do have a platform. And the margin of error here is so small. 10,000 votes. You're talking about tens of thousands of people in a state. You can affect that change. Go out. Go out, campaign. Go out, have those conversations. You can make a difference. If there are enough of you voting and enough of you talking with people, this is a walk.
That's not bad.
That's the takeaway. Do not become complacent just because she's unlikable, dishonest, and a whore. Also, we want to be with you on election night, November 5th, the election live stream of the century. We will have people in every major city, every major swing state across this country, reporters on the ground. We're going to have the electoral integrity map, where not only can you go and see the update states being called, but any type of shenanigans that are going on in real time, you'll be able to click a button and see it and investigate it yourself. And you will also help us. You will be our investigative reporters' eyes and ears. We'll have a team who will be there to
got so many crematoriums. I don't know why
no more tricks.
There's so much trouble gathering dead bodies.
Simply observing the election. We are calling it. We are making sure that we are right. We need your support to do that. LouderWithCrowder.com/Mug Club. It's $89 annually. You get 100% more show every day. The undercover unit. All of it is supported by you, but we are gearing up for a monumental shift with this election. Yeah, no one's done it. Undertaking. We're going to do it.
So we've got also a new poll that just came out, the Quinnipiac, however you
I thought you were going to say Kamala was on it.
No, different. Quinnipiac said it's President Trump 49, Harris 47. So
Okay.
2-point lead nationally is massive, right? It's a huge lead.
It's still within the margin of error.
Too close though. It's closer than it was with Biden. So I think you're right. People have a lot of work to do right now. There's going to be a honeymoon period for Harris. People need to educate themselves and be ready to combat. Guarantee you right now, X is being flooded by surrogates with positive Harris comments, polls, whatever they're going to come up with, to make her look like she's doing much better than fundraising thing that we're talking about, like 100 million. Putting everything they can right now into she's the person. Nobody. Weeks ago, nobody liked Kamala Harris on the credit card. They were like, is there any way we could skip over this lady? Right. I know she was the vice president, but is there any way? And now they're going to act like they're all best friends? No. Trust me. Honeymoon period of where
And they're already preparing, you're racist, you're sexist if you don't like her. How about you don't like her because she's awful? It's just, how about you don't like her because she's the pit?
She's just the pits.
Well, as it may, it doesn't make you any more likable.
Why?
What are the circles of the Venn diagram that she fits in? 3 circles. Higher, Ugly.
Oh,
When they come together, you get
ugly.
Mediocrity.
the perfect Kamala.
Yes.
Our powers combined make one mediocre bitch. Hey, thanks, Kamala.
We appreciate you.
Unburdened by
I will
what
say
is
she doesn't
true.
have a lot of great attributes, but she's a decent sounding board. She makes a good Ed McMahon.
I gotta be honest with you. I kind of want her at my kids' birthday parties.
Yeah.
You do.
That's because
Yeah,
I'm
I
horrible
mean,
father.
she's well. Come on.
Better than having Joe at your
Who knows?
That's true.
I guess.
Yeah,
That's true.
Better than Joe, and
Yeah.
she laughs a lot
Yeah.
about stuff that are
She loves school buses.
She's not aggressive.
love school buses,
Sexually like
teaching Venn diagrams.
True.
She loves
True.
I don't
blue
think she gets
suits.
That's a good bet.
no pool parties.
He comes in the morning.
No, that was
He
the
comes in the
mayor.
morning.
Oh no.
All right. Let's go on. I don't know if we'll just continue with.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. It came out of somewhere.
Out of the dog.
So I don't know if this we had the segment prepared, but this news breaking. I don't know if it changes it. So let's recap what happened yesterday with the Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle. Because if you can believe it, this was the biggest story in the world. Someone tried to assassinate President Trump, and then the left decided they want to try and steal its thunder by replacing Joe Biden with Kamala. And the thing is, I don't think that it's as big of a story historically. I don't know. Comment below. I think that bullets kind of sell a little better. Headlines, opposed to old, decrepit, demented circus monkeys withdrawing from a race they had no business being anyway to be replaced with a professional hooker. Now, so this
Literally
was the
what
big
she
story,
is.
and there are some details here that have emerged that you probably should know. Correct, Kim Cheadle. We now know that she resigned this morning, playing on CNN. That's an update. However, before this happened, yesterday, she sat down, she was grilled, and some of these are just clips. She did admit that the assassination attempt on Donald Trump was the agency's greatest failure in, recent memory.
The assassination attempt of Donald Trump, July 13th, is the most significant operational failure of the Secret Service in decades.
You think? And up until that point yesterday,
Nah, no way. What are we talking
this is
about?
the main takeaway, no one had been fired at all over the security failure, as far as we know.
So no employee discipline. He has placed their job in jeopardy.
You're still in the process of
That's
interviewing.
not what I asked. You're the person that runs the place. You're the person that knows right from wrong, good from bad. You've had a number of days that now you come before this committee knowing you're going to be before us. Up it off to someone.
Every interaction went pretty much like this.
You don't know what you're talking about.
See, anyone can have insight. Right now, they're talking about it on CNN that the director just resigned. Let's see what they have to say.
Challenging jobs in public service. President Biden
Allegedly a
went on to
statement
say
from
that
Biden.
he
Right.
independent
If he's most likely
review
alive.
should continue and that he is aid.
Well, hold on a second. He just said it takes honor, bravery, courage
Yeah.
to fill that role. Did he criticize her at all? Do we know that in the statement? Did he say, but, it should require those things, none of which did Cheadle have. So she's fired. She should be fired.
By the way,
What he said was, it takes great honor, courage, yada yada, to take responsibility for your organization. But
Yeah.
basically, what he did not do in Afghanistan.
Right.
Oh,
Good point.
Hey,
That's a good one.
I like
That's a good one.
that, yeah.
Thanks for that, Tim.
By the way, why do you sit through the hearing if you're going to resign the next day? You know what the position is of the people that are about to question you.
I
You know
think
there's
it
gonna
was
be no
probably
support.
like the debate where they were on the fence, then so poorly, which will tell you that they were like, you gotta go.
I get it from her perspective. I would want to quit.
Yeah.
I would for sure. I probably would have resigned earlier because that's embarrassing and
Yes.
it's totally is a failure. And
For sure. The
But-
people in charge want her there. Obviously,
Yes.
because she's pro-DEI, she's a
Right.
diversity hire, she'll
Only
do their bidding,
30%.
and they were hoping that she could maybe make it through. And then I think they're saying, look, now we're going to throw you under the bus. That's what I think.
I would have just walked in like you said. Hey, let's just make this a short one today, guys. Yep. I resign.
Yes. Well, I have more questions.
Let's all meet up for lunch.
That's the next guy. Because I'm firing myself.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm gonna go put myself in timeout. Let's see what they're saying on CNN. Let's see what these experts say, and if they say this is an embarrassment, this woman was an embarrassment, everything about this was an embarrassment, and thank God she's gone, and hopefully we have a meritocracy as it relates to our security agencies. Let's see if they say that.
Squidward again.
It's frustrating. Director Cheadle refused to provide any sort of detail about the security failures that led up to the on former president on July. Lawmakers from both sides of her line, including the chairman. Before yesterday's hearing, even House Speaker Mike Johnson met in person with Director Cheadle. I'm told he urged her on during that meeting as well. So things seem to be bumped. But yesterday, down details. Today, she's officially.
Sure, not just from. So.
He just says that. Well,
thank you.
he never had anything.
Sources. Well, she leave right away. Get a little bit. Read it right.
We'll mail you your stuff.
Go as soon as possible, like my hairline. Look at that thing. Oh, halfway up his head. It's not a fade.
Did you hear that? Stay through the DNC. Yeah, because that's not another time somebody could be in danger, right?
Get through that. To agree.
Ooh, that's true. That is a tough one for feminists.
It is.
And it's like, yeah, seldom do you see someone so awful that Republicans, Democrats link arms and say, this is good.
Well, I mean, it is a good point. The DNC is coming up. They're like, well, we don't want this to happen in our property.
Right, yes, exactly.
All right,
Usually they would accuse you of sexism. You'd be like, that woman is awful, and she should not be in charge of Secret Service because obviously it left President Trump very vulnerable. They were thinking they were going to say sexist, but even the DNC was like, hey, that's... Yeah, that bitch has got to go. This is bad.
It's like how Mayor Brandon Johnson's keeping that shot spot.
Yeah.
Contract. I was like, can we at least keep it to the DNC?
No. And then people are like, wait a second, I'm going to be at the DNC.
Oh, crap.
She's got to go. I don't want her there. Why? I don't want to get shot! Is there something, Noodles, any kind of an update? Or no, I thought...
There's a little bit of debate about whether she is going to go before the DNC or not, and I think she is planning, they're saying that she's planned to stay on through the DNC. I think that's in resignation plan.
What?
That's what I said a second ago.
There needs to be no transition. None. Go.
Bye.
Leave. Now. Before someone else gets shot.
We'll see.
I mean, what are you
gonna? The case, though.
What kind of knowledge are you going to pass on? You don't know anything about your own job.
She's made some mistakes. She's learned. They're all 6'4" agents now.
And she's not.
Everyone's
a little different.
Everyone makes mistakes. Seldom does somebody get nothing right. So let me go through.
The bringing in the lead of JFK's team will be fun.
Yes, exactly. Same car, too. Weird. Hey, come on. We actually have a new motorcade for you. How do you feel about a convertible?
You know that windy road in San Francisco? Let's go down that.
Yeah. Her windshield was just a magnifying glass. So, here's what we know. First off, can you imagine, honestly, comment, can you imagine anywhere in the private sector, someone not immediately being fired with cause out, every single person involved? The excuse we'll get to is a slope on the roof. People knew about the shooter. They knew about the shooter. We this timeline the night of the RNC and President Trump's speech. They knew about the shooter at least 3, 4, 5 times, hours beforehand. The parents called the local police, which is really weird, saying that their son was missing in the middle of the day on a Saturday. It would be weirder if he was home with you. That's something that I really think we should get some more. No one seems interested. Wait, parents of a fully grown working male called the police and said they were worried at 2 in the afternoon?
There was legit concern.
Yeah. And then they also spotted him getting on a roof with a rifle? What does it take to blow someone's head off? I don't know. If this man didn't meet the standard, well, then you can't kill anybody. And I want to live in a world where we can't kill anybody. We just fundamentally disagree. So they knew at least 2 to 5 times beforehand, Secret Service, that the shooter was there somewhere.
Protocol would be to. And
And you said that he was located 2 to 5 times approximately?
so that the information was passed potentially somewhere between
He was never located by an agent?
knowledge that was not located.
Okay, the good news is he was located by every fucking buddy else.
Yes, Secret Service hiring because
I'm sorry, pardon the language, but again, the video's like, hey, have you seen the videos?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, so many people see him there that it loses its novelty. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a guy on the roof with the gun, and then it goes a few more minutes, like, yeah, I guess you're not going to do anything about the guy with the gun on the roof.
must not be a threat. I guess.
Maybe he's on our team.
I guess this is.
He's supposed to be there.
It's like when you're a kid and you have the fire drill so many times,
Yeah.
you don't think there can be an actual fire. It was
Right.
so obvious to everyone that they lost enthusiasm for pointing out an armed gunman on a roof. That happened, and the Secret Service didn't know. It's so hard to believe this, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but my
Your hand is
opinion.
being pushed here.
My opinion is there were some people who deliberately didn't block for their quarterback. Do I think they planned it from the get? No. I think that in that moment in time, someone was like, all right, I have a clear shot. We know he's there. Do I have permission? Let's see how this plays out. That's what I think happened. That's my opinion. You can comment below. I cannot substantiate that. I think that's a pretty fair split the difference. We also know, and the other big takeaway, is that President Trump's campaign did request additional security. That is now known. She tries to wiggle out of it and say, well, not for this event, and I think that Representative Jim Jordan actually did a fantastic job of nailing.
You guessing or lying when you said you didn't turn down requests from President Trump?
there, sir, and I appreciate the question.
What would you do? Because those statements don't jive.
So what I can tell you is that for the event in Butler, there were no requests that were denied. As far as requests,
Well, maybe they got tired of asking. Maybe you turned it down so darn much, you said, not worth asking.
Just once I want to hear Jim Jordan, uses like his fake cuss word and stick it with real. Like maybe they were so darn tired of your tooting of your patootie that they stopped asking, you dumb bitch.
That sounded like. By the way, it didn't sound like me describing my wife. I just got tired of asking. I asked for 3 months. She's like, I just had a baby. Yeah.
That's why you gotta get a dog named Vagina.
You gotta supplement.
You know what? We're going over time, so we actually have some breaking news coming in. We're going to continue with this, including a montage that includes AOC with some good questioning.
And she had good questions.
She had some good questions here. So if you're watching on Rumble, click that button right now. We're going to continue. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll save this off. But before we go, I need to leave you with a word from Millie Bass.
Hi, Billy Bass here from My Patriot Supply, the #1 provider of emergency food kits. Just one little tub, you'll get over 20 flavorful food and drink varieties ready to go at a moment's notice. Imagine this.
It's like a fat Billy Mays. I love it.
Here's where we are today, my friends. 538 has discontinued their Trump v. Biden polling tracking because Biden's out. And they've not yet created a Harris one because that's something. We do still have these polls. And in the latest from Morning Consult, Trump beats Harris by 2 points. With your standard margin of error and bias towards likely that Trump has a solid 2. Some might say, well, margin of error is a toss-up. No, but the Democrat bias in polling. This is true. I am not saying that polls Democrats. I'm saying typically Democrats get oversampled for reasons, and so it tends to be in favor. Harris versus Newsom. Harris beats Newsom by 58. But Harris beats every voted judge with Mercer. points made was Kamala Harris would never win a nomination. Any normal. This is the only way she can actually be Democratic. Popular. Nobody likes her. She's very, very public. We want her. How do you square that? To SoCal Research. Trump beats Harris by 6. Another poll, they've NBC has Trump up 4. They have 4 polls. 1, 2, 5, and 3. So up Kamala Harris is 4, and you would.
I'm just gonna
West and Oliver.
lay into it.
Trump v. Harris, it's 2.
Get it working, because this is nonsense.
Biden's up. We've got these other Harris polls. Look at Harris X.
What the?
I love that's Harris. Trump beats
That's
Kamala
not
Harris
cool.
by 8 points.
All right, let's do
The
this. Then.
secondary poll, 6 points. Fascinating. Make it her or Buttigieg, Trump beats by 6 points.
But
Suffice it to say, there's no scenario that shows Michelle Obama I think had one really. Everybody's saying she's not. We now have the real clear polling. General election, Trump versus Harris. Aggregate. Donald Trump is beating Harris by. We shall see. This has Harris was up by 1 and 1. 2 and 1. 2 points in. However, and you've had a poll like Forbes Harris X Trump's up 6, up 2, giving Trump an aggregate 1. I think the assassination attempt. I don't know exactly.
Everybody about 100 times. This is what they're recording, and they just didn't believe us.
Wants to move against her. Also, a strong possibility that she may be the president.
I just,
I suppose we can only wait and see.
Somehow we're still the enemy, though.
Smash that like button, subscribe.
Somehow we're wrong.
I'll wrap up this segment here, but of course we did this show 5 in the morning.
For those who care about form over function, that's the issue here. And they care about form over function because they've been brainwashed into doing so.
Chelsea. I like I was saying before, I think
it's a cult of celebrity. Idolatry.
Once again, smash that like button.
Oh, but I don't know what I'm talking about, do I?
And for everybody else, we will grab some super chats for you. See what we're currently.
Dang.
And then, of course, next story. I want to do a checkup where we're at.
I know all this stuff because I've dealt with it myself, personally, in the military.
Secret Service Director Cheadle resigns. We're going to tackle this one next. Wrap up with handle. In the meantime, let's just grab a couple super chats. We'll do a couple super chats, and I'm going to jump right into Richie Kimberly. This broke, like half an hour ago. 45 minutes ago. Updates as 8 minutes ago. Connor says, just so you know, German North American HQ is in VA. British have bases in Carolinas and California. Singapore has an Air Force base in Iowa. It's just logistics. We train to find the conjunction allies. Bases. That is true, absolutely. The U.S. also has bases in countries. That's true.
Oh,
but fair point. Yeah.
Okay then.
Foreign military bases in the United States. Grease Monkey says, Biden dropped out. Harry Sisson most. That dude's. It was really obvious. Like, he tweeted, I can't wait to vote for Joe Biden in November. And I was like, what, Biden? And then Biden drops out like a day later and he's like, oh, he's dropping out. I'm like, dude, everybody knew this. Absolutely insane. Reporting came out earlier in the week that Biden was going to drop out. And people were like, no. They knew. Alright, Gonfall says the leftists on X are confused by what we mean when we say black jobs. Black jobs are American jobs. Spanish jobs are American. Asian jobs are American jobs. White jobs are American. American jobs aren't jobs for humans. Here you go. Sil, Chionia Shoney, I don't know how to pronounce it. Tim, RFK can still get the Democratic Party nomination. Just needs 300 delegates to form the nomination. That be a click in April. Looks like it may have to do with Trump. FB. Is right. Well, let's do this, my friends. We're going to jump to this story. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle has resigned. Should it? I do not think this goes far enough. I think we need to be looking at criminal investigations because the story makes no sense. Here we go. Daily Mail. Embattled Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle has dramatically announced her resignation. Think of the colossal security failures led to Donald Trump being shot. Cheadle took responsibility for the catastrophic lapses after she was lambasted by Republicans and Democrats alike. She appeared before Congress on Monday. Security chief had faced mounting questions over why an agent was not stationed on the roof from where gunman Thomas Crooks opened fire on the former president, why Trump was allowed to take the stage when a threat was detected. She had also been ridiculed for suggesting her agency did not have a presence on the roof because it was smoked. We then learned in this hearing that in fact there were law enforcement on the roof, but it was too hot.
I'm an idiot.
Trump 78.
I know a lot of people are probably like, yeah, I knew that.
When that for the first
Of course
time
you are.
after he was struck in the ear by a bullet at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The statement on Tuesday.
Don't have to tell me twice.
The Biden-Harris administration not properly protected me, so I was forced to take a bullet for democracy.
All right, let's see here.
This Trump guy. It's Trump. Trump and Vance. Nickel is interviewed by Jesse Water, and this self though. Sufficient. Okay, nope, never mind. Fox News, terrible website. Let's see if we just trying to pull it. Up with a band here, and I'm wondering. Damage is going. You're taking a bullet, but you can see here he has a much smaller bandage now on his ear where the bullet appeared. Damage will look like. I will tell you this, my friends. Every time Donald Trump speaks, wearing that bandage, scar, his ear, finger to the American people, that someone tried to take his life and he's still here. Cheadle had refused to step down from her post for 9 days. The resignation letter.
There we go. All
To
right,
colleagues, she wrote, men and women of the U.S. Secret Service. Secret Service's solemn mission is to protect our nation's leaders and financial influence. A lot of people don't know this. The Secret Service was counterfeit. Lincoln, that they were like, have you guys focus on things. Dude, that's Secret Service handled financial crimes. On July 13th, fell short of that mission. Scrutiny of the last week has been intense. Continue to remain as our operational tension increases. Your director, I take full responsibility for the security attacks. However, this incident does not define us. An organization based on integrity and staffed by individuals of exceptional dedication and talent. As I've stated, the Secret Service will move with our investigatory and protective mission in a steadfast manner. Do not retreat from challenge. However, I want my calls for resignation to be distraction from the great work each and every one of you do in the final mission. When I got the call asking if I would return to the Secret Service after my brief retirement, I did not hesitate. I love this agency, our mission, great men and women, sacrifice so much every day. Have, and always, put the needs see first. It's a picture of it's the guy in fists. In light of recent events, with a heavy heart, difficult decision to step down as your director. When I assumed the role as your director, I pledged to do so with honor and integrity. These values have guided my entire career for 29 years. Many of you know, I served as a special agent for 27 years, securing events for FP, working as a supervisor of FP Cheney's detail, RTC, operating at the SAIC of ATL, supervising VP Biden's detail, finally overseeing the agency's protective mission, Trump administration, EDOPO. A lot of acronyms in there. They did in the hearing yesterday. Worthy of trust and confidence. You deserve the nation's support in carrying out our
The hope is that people don't know what she's talking
things about the work. Fiercely committed to our mission. Thank you for all that you do. and will continue to do so for our great nation. It followed an intensified outcry about how the agency tasked with protecting current and former residents failed in its core mission. Cheadle had served service director since 2002. During Monday, Cheadle remained defiant. She was the right person in service, even as she said she took responsibility for security failures. I do not believe a reasonable person would failures. I believe that's an insult to our intelligence. I believe that they're likely criminal culpability. Considering that there were unsecured windows, an unsecured rooftop, and unsecured... I'm not saying I agree with any of the theories about a guy on the water. Anything like that. I'm saying Secret Service has a job to do. And all of these failures line up. The idea that this was an accident becomes absurd. I reject it. Now, the other big issue that's emerging in all of this is diversity, equity, and inclusivity. There's so many female Secret Service agents surrounding them. So I made this point at night before. I have tremendous respect for men and women in Secret Service who threw their bodies on top of Donald Trump. It is really amazing to see. Shots are fired, they jump on top of him. They know in their they may take a bullet to protect this man's life. That is honorable. And I will stress, those who would insult women did such a thing, I believe is wrong. Said, women are not right for them. Should never have been hired. I think that's wrong. It's not the fact that they're women, the fact that they're small. I would be equally if they were 5'3", 10, 100 pounds. See? You know, they call this guy short. He wasn't short.
He was 5'8".
And the reason for it, say, is that when they would paint his picture, they would show his Imperial Guards large. And so the assumption people made was shorter than everybody else around him. Actually, just guards who were taller, potentially. You're going to be a Secret Service agent. You need to be a comparable size and your protector. You need some bones. So when the bullets come flying and you shield the man's body, you actually protect. Now I respect willingness, body in between
Need more power.
the shooter and this man.
Need more power.
But you were hired by an agency, did not consider the physical realities. Video, where you have these short 5'4", 5'5" women, cannot provide adequate cover for Trump who is 6 foot. That's wrong. By all means, you want to hire a woman to be a Secret Service agent, I wish you. When I was at Mar-a-Lago, there were female Secret Service. They were actually fairly tall, I think one was like 5'11", and she seemed totally capable. I do think there are questions. You know, as long as the person passes all the tests and they have the right physical capabilities, however, it will be likely that fine. Got this deep high push in service with male agents, and that means you've got to go low down. Not a fan of it. They want to add more context around the shooting. She says that she takes full security laps, but I don't think it's fair to say security laps. How is it possible? The roof is too slow. No, it isn't. Are you kidding? One of the longest grades in Africa for a roof. Let's bring this down real quick
that's
for this
what it was.
because it bears repeating every possible chance.
Alright, well, fine. I'll put a
He showed
recycling
up,
center
flew
over
a
here.
drone over the ramp. Spotted 3 hours in advance the rangefinder. Immediately you pull the person aside and say, what's the rangefinder? An hour before, identified as suspicious. 6 minutes before. And by law enforcement, suspicious. 10 minutes before. As a threat by the police. Still released from. The audience is screaming. He's on the roof. He's got a gun.
Damn
No
it.
act. And abandoned the roof. Director lied about it.
Ridiculous.
It was slow. But it happened there.
Enough with the
None of
trash
these things make
problems.
sense. I'll tell you what makes sense. Someone in the official capacity. I can tell you how easy it is. You say, okay, we've got points A, B, C, and D that need to be protected. I'm going to give out your assignments. Come meet with me after the meeting, and I'll hand you your assignment. Hey, Bill, you're on point A. John comes up. Yep, that's your point D. You will be at next guy comes. And you say, hold back. I think we're going to use you to get right of it. And none of any of these guys in their assignments any idea. So then they see a guy in a rooftop. They're like, is that one of ours? Because logistically we should have all this stuff secure. So imagine this. How did Secret Service not take out the shooter faster? The reporting early on was that they thought he was alone. That makes sense? You're Secret Service and you're like, we don't leave rooftops unsecure. So there's no way that's anything else, right? And then a shot. How is it that Donald Trump was released from home when 10 minutes prior they had a threat and never? See? Never was running logistics. Secret Service has Trump in holding, and we got reports of the threat, so just in here, Mr. President.
There's so much traffic coming in through here.
Person goes, all clear. Logistic person. Signing is the first step. We need to investigate here. It is a limited story, and we'll see this. Okay? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. Thanks for hanging out for the second. Next event's coming up at 6 p.m. Watching live, be coming up. So I'll here and I will see you. I'll grab a couple of super chats from you guys, and then we'll jump into this big controversy. Chris Tyson of the Mr. Crew, and we'll break down the nuances. Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTubers, transgender cast member, accused of minor. And there's a lot of controversy here. The minor claims they weren't. Yeah. And, hard to know what's not, but it's been reported that Chris Tyson deleted all social media accounts and everything. There we go. We'll just grab a couple chats, and I'm going to jump to this one pretty quick. Then, Duplachain says, Tim, check out the Trump assassination breakdown by Brandon Herrera using ballistic dummies. Cameras. Very interesting. Brandon Herrera is awesome, by the way. It's too bad he didn't win. TZM Games says, Tim, if Kamala is lying about Joe being dead, didn't it make it super easy for the establishment to replace her? Just need fake media. Julia says, food for the chicks. Thank you very much. Let's go. My Cup of Tea says, regarding the Trump USA prophecy, looking at Dr. Michael Brown and Russell and JD talk about prophecy, how it relates and now. Sparky says, incompetence was weaponized to make a solo loser. I completely agree. Seriously, weaponized incompetence. You say things like, hey,
strategic incompetence.
You go, how you guys doing? Need any water? And they're like, yeah, it's pretty hot. Be like, you should come down. Don't worry, everything's fine. We got the site secured. We got snipers. Come down and get some water. Really, that's it. And then, when it comes time to question the legit, I thought they needed water because I was concerned about. Let's do this. Beach Bum says, Tim, I know you love the Next Generation. S9 is amazing also. I agree. Deep Space Nine, Base 8. Cisco is fantastic, and one of my favorite shows. And, dude, you guys, Space 9 of the Next Generation. Cisco, who I believe was just a commander, he's not a captain, is a space station. Inadvertently stages a false flag attack on I guess an opposing nation senator to trick them into going to war against a shared enemy. It gets a little bit esoteric. There's the Dominion, there's the Federation, there's the Romulans. Don't worry about the names. Just the story is the Dominion is at war with the Federation goes around and says, you need to fight alongside us because after they destroy us, they destroy you next. Romulans say, bad for you, we don't believe that, and we're concerned. So, at Deep Space Nine, there is a plot. Cisco is relatively unaware of exactly what happened. They stage a false flag, killing a Romulan senator, but making it look like Minion did it, as it so that the Romulans would be forced to enter the war on the side. Oh, such brutal fighting. I love this. Grislock says, Tim isn't joking. Actions. Make sure raising chickens stays legal. 28th Amendment. Okay, right? Right to keep, breed, and bear chickens. Funny because they are making it illegal to have chickens. Cities, it's already illegal. You can't have them. Isn't that crazy? It used to be in this country, everybody had a cow. Seriously, every family had a cow. Every family had chicken. And then they're like, we're in a city now, so you can't have chickens or cows. That seems kind of crazy if you ask me. Now, don't get me wrong. I put a cow in the city, so yeah.
There's a death wave happening, and there's absolutely no reason for it.
Allegations against Chris Tyson of the Mr. Beast transgender member accused of grooming a minor with explosive videos dropping. Not show. Chris Tyson allegedly sending sexualized messages to a minor in a Discord chat. So it's not. I don't believe it. So, commenting on posts on X. It's hard for me to say. It's so disgusting. But requesting graphic adult images are drawings, children, and don't.
You know what?
Individualist person.
Gotta let it do its thing, I guess.
And engaging with had made lewd drawings of 7-year-olds engaging in adult activities, and that is this is shocking. Now, apparently, someone from the Mr. Beast crew says Jimmy, Mr. Beast himself, knew about all. I don't know. This is just what's being reported. Rumors. We should break these down as they're very serious. A lot of people are saying, you look at Chris Tyson, who is this now transgender. I don't know what name they go by. I guess it's Chris Tyson.
Doesn't matter, he should be in an asylum.
People are saying lies based on the posts on social. What are the allegations against Chris Tyson, Mr. Beast member, accused of talking inappropriately with a minor? That's what groom. Chris Tyson has recently been accused of sending inappropriate and sexual texts to a minor. Controversy has garnered a lot of traction on social media after screenshots of the alleged text sent by the Mr. Beast member were shared by user Prison 42 in the video titled Chris Tyson talked in a year-old about a month ago. Clips from the 10-minute long video have been going viral on X, shared by Drama Alert. Prison 42's videos claim that Chris Tyson made a 13-year giveaway. Another YouTube video by Brion, viral, containing a Discord screenshot of certain sexual jokes that were made by Chris Tyson and sent to the minor when he was 15. Chris Tyson from Mr. Beast is accused of talking to minors. 2 videos of the last 30 days outlined a sexually inappropriate relationship with a minor. Started with the minor was age 13. Plans to meet up with the same minor at age 16. Wow. So here we go. This is Chris Tyson alleged joking about sending nudes with the minor. 2. In addition to claiming that Chris Tyson contacted the minor when he was 13 years old, Prison 42's YouTube video also talked about the Mr. Beast member making problematic jokes directed at the kid on social media. A particular screenshot from X back when it was Twitter, in backlash, as appears to be joking.
Because that's the idea.
Nudes to the minor in the
force you into wind.
Post from Chris Tyson reads, "I posted nudes for you. Please don't
idea.
Share." What they were saying to each other, sending to each other, but the idea
that's
that
alright, I guess. I don't mind wind energy.
Ridiculous.
It's not a bad thing.
An adult man told a child online that he sent nudes to him not to share them. That enough to warrant a criminal investigation and search the messages of these individuals and for whatever platform they were using. As mentioned, Prison not the only YouTuber to bring allegations to Tyson. Video dated July 22nd from Brion titled, Chris Tyson got caught talking bad. Be the reason why the accusations are finally attracting the audience. The video has over 500,000 views within a day of its being.
Pretty high unemployment.
I watched some of this. Apparently this guy Chris Tyson following some, I don't know his name, I think it's a guy who draws children engaging in adult. And this guy was commenting like, please give me these things and stuff. Beerbug says Chris Tyson is being exposed. So we know that they said it. The 30-minute long video contains several instances of Chris Tyson contacting the minor with Brion, raising concerns over the interactions. A particularly relevant clip has garnered attention after it was shared by ex-user Feared Buck. There was a screenshot sent by the minor who was 15 at the time. Discussed. The screenshot depicts a Discord message sent by the minor. It's 15 titled, I got a weird snap from Chris. And shows a snap sent by Chris Tyson making an adult joke. Here is what Brion says about it. Video. He said, I don't want to repeat what it
says bad
for kids
stuff.
to hear. It said
Ookie
something along
stuff.
the lines. How can I phrase this? I'll just climaxing for America. Face. Strange face. Basically. Why in any context would you send something like that to somebody you most likely know is 15 years old while you were 20? I have a feeling people argue that it's a joke or something. Chris,
No.
This is a funny guy. He's the mean guy. This right here is not a joke that you make to somebody who is 7 years younger than you. The minor. Fact. For an adult, you do not send. It's illegal to send that kind of stuff to children. Look. Assuming it's true, it's all allegations. I don't know where they come from. Whatever. My understanding is that it is a crime to send to children sexually explicit period. That's what the allegations are. Readers should note the minor in question, who is now 20, has refuted these claims in his text, where he absolved Chris Tyson's claim. So publicly claimed that he was not the victim of the scenario. Doesn't mean anything. If a 23-year-old teacher sleeps with a 15-year-old student, may be like, I enjoy it, it's fine. Doesn't matter. You are a minor and you are not capable of understanding their empathy. There was one a while ago, 30-something-year-old, like 10 years ago, I can't remember what it was. But he said that he was raped by his teacher, a male teacher who was attractive. He was in high school. And he sees all these stories talking about how lucky he must have been. And he said at the time he didn't understand why it was such a big deal. And as he got older, the psychological damage he was suffering from this became more and more apparent to him. This is why it's illegal. Chris did nothing wrong. He actually discussed you guys twisting things and making a victim, says the minor post. Chris Tyson has yet to publicly address the media. We expect Mr. Beast to also make a statement about the issue, now that it's become widely discussed. Drama Alert, of course, has the post here, where you can see the screenshot. At this point, here is the meeting up together. Here's face. The allegation right here from this guy is that this is the minor. So it's been reported that he met up with this kid, or that they met him when they were 13. I think the story is, and again, could be wrong. These are all allegations. The allegation is that
You know what they say, if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything.
At a Beast thing, when the kid was joined a Discord with them, started posting edgy jokes, they call it. I don't know. There's that meeting. We have this from Drama Alert. Jake the Viking, who I guess worked for, knew about the alleged allegations. Not the allegations, they're not alleged people. Maybe there's allegations. Of Chris Tyson talking to a minor. He says Jimmy knew. Absolutely not. Keenstar says Mr. Beast contacted me directly to Lava. Alleged Chris Tyson groomed victim. Lava. I was not groomed by Chris
The
Tyson.
floor is lava.
I did not meet Chris Tyson by myself. Meet Chris and the Mr. Beast group family president. Discord with Chris Tyson when I was 13. Edgy, inappropriate jokes were said. That's it. If he was making these statements about taxing to a child, I believe that's illegal. You sure that's illegal? I'm not a lawyer. Yeah, criminally lewd behavior. Making sexual comments to children. It's illegal. I don't want to put stories up there, but you can do it up yourself. Man was sentenced to jail for making sexual comments to a how old was it? It's just on NBC. 26-year-old man made sexual comments to an underage girl, arrested for it. They don't say the age of the girl. I mean, I just Googled. And this is absolutely wild. Mr. Beast is basically sending these comments to Keemstar being like, no, everything's fine. The 13-year-old having fun. They were just jokes. He's not groomed. Wow, man. This is absolutely what to see. One person responded saying, I was not groomed. Quote, I was 13 and edgy, inappropriate jokes were said. That's literally. The purpose of grooming is to get in a certain. Their brains are still not capable of understanding. An older man, a popular, prominent YouTuber, this kid looks up to, sending him sexual jokes and sexual comments, sending him nudes. From the Mr. Beast subreddit, someone posted, I don't know what to believe anymore. Eva. Ava says, this is the guy, the victim, the big victim. These videos are massive lies. If I never did anything wrong and just made a few edgy jokes, I was never exploited or taken advantage of. Do me a favor and comment on these videos and tell them to stop spreading lies. The situation takes away from children who are actively being exploited every day online. I'm not a victim of anything being claimed. Admitted the message. An adult was sending sexual messages to you. If that's true, these aren't allegations, it's a fact. In the Mr. Beast subreddit, they're actually talking about how the mods are deleting all these posts, not letting people talk about it. And some of the comments are like, dude, it's crazy. One person says, a lot of the claims are basically, yo, he should not have been. Here we go. Being in constant contact and chatting and snapping an unrelated 13-year-old edgy jokes while you're an adult is extremely weird. Not to mention that all victims sadly protect their abuser and they're basically conditioned to do it. This whole thing is just disturbing. Anyone with a proper head on their shoulder never gotten in a situation. Maybe don't message minors if you're in trouble. The person said apparently the edgy jokes were sexual jokes. Problem. Someone responds. This is the Mr. Beast subreddit, by the way. When you were in college and joking with 13-year-old your nudes, that is honestly, it's a good thing that people are questioning that. Because even if the situation is joking, it should be acknowledged because there are indeed people in sexual photos of minors. So the defense is, one other person says, he wasn't physically touched, but texted inappropriately while he was underage. The public is supposed to see that as a win. Also, to the moderators, silencing people discussing the matter doesn't help the case, regardless. Sure not. Wow, man. One person said, I'm tired of this. I hate it. I'm tired of my favorite creators being exposed for terrible things. I'm tired of hating against trans people and bigots jumping at every opportunity to trans people as pedos. Stop. Hey, man. Not every trans person. We're all good friends and fans of Blair White. White's fantastic. Blair, you're amazing. And Blair's just... I've had a few friends in my day. Transgender, really good people, not in any way. The issue is, there's gender dysphoria, and then there's fetishists. And
hello, Denard.
People have
City tour? Well, I mean...
tend to... And whatever you think...
pretty straightforward.
People with dysphoria suffer
I'm just in the initial 9 tiles of the game.
Look in the mirror and there's something
or of the map, right?
People who are fetishized.
Starting to increase the density.
Well, you get it.
And having a little bit of a death wave going on. But the population isn't decreasing, it's just annoying to have all these icons all over the place.
And that's what we end up seeing.
You know?
Weird behavior. I'm gonna say this. If this is true, and this lava dude is outright saying that an adult did, I gotta be honest. I think
Got a bunch of windmills over here.
If this is true, I don't know.
Thank you for the follow.
I'm trying to be very careful, man. Lava came out and said they were just edgy.
Yeah, a bunch of wind turbines.
Yo, that's evidence. This could go to
Got some
criminal trial, and they will
coal power plants over here.
Sexually explicit
Landfill over here that's only lightly used. There's a subway yard, very far out.
They were just edgy jokes. No matter if you think they're edgy jokes, you've
Incinerator.
things that were said. True.
A bunch of education and health stuff
The
here.
crazy thing is, they're saying Mr. Beast connected me to lava. Mr. Beast, no.
Quick save there. Bunch of education here.
Wrap it up there.
Because the game still has so many issues, I'm just trying to figure out how best to
Smash that like
arrange my
I don't know.
I'm kind of min-maxing, if you look at it that way. Just trying to get some outside connections with the tiles that I'm buying. I'm getting all the pollution stuff really far away. And putting all of the people and residential stuff in the main 9 tiles.
We'll grab a couple more super chats and then I think I'm gonna... It's 11:50, I usually like to get in 2 hours, but I think we'll wrap up. Paul says, I heard Cheeto resigned, is that true? It is! We covered it in this live stream.
So yeah.
Which you can find at...
pretty straightforward. If there's anything specific you want to see, just let me know. Industrial areas right here.
Alright. Joshua Mosk says, Tim, did you forget that Kamala Harris was sworn in for 90 minutes? Well, I remember that. Jessa Pineda says, look up the Kim Clement Trump prophecies. His daughter, Donnie Petruska, keeps an archive. Prophecies about Trump have come. That's very accurate. Very interesting, man. Alright, everybody, I'm going to wrap things up there. A little bit earlier today, but, thanks for hanging out. We'll be back to...
Thumbs up from me. Definitely a game I want to get back into. Yeah, I hope that they fix all the issues. Economy 2.0 made it so that you have to try a little bit with respect to making money and all that, and that's great. But there's still a lot of problems with this game. A lot. I think they released it way too early. But that's up for the reviewers to make the ultimate collective judgment in that regard. But I think most people are in agreement with me. Trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, saying that, City Skylines 1 had 8 years to mature, and when it first came out it had its issues, but I mean, the release was way better than this one. And Paradox and Colossal Order have had over a year now. Was that right? Almost a year now to get all the kinks sorted out, the big ones at least. They really haven't. But at least the economy is a thing now. I'll be right back. I gotta go tinkle. Da-dum, 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 da-da-dum, da-dum, 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 da-dum. Ba-dum, dum. Ba-dum, dum. Dum, da-dum. Dum, da-dum, dum. It's an easy issue to take. Bottom. Dum. Ba-da-dum, dum. Dum, dum, da-da-dum, dum. Da-dum, dum. Ba-dum, dum, da-da-dum, dum. Da-dum, dum. Ba-dum, dum, da-da-dum, dum. Ba-dum, dum. Da-dum, dum, da-dum, dum. Dokie. Airport. Da-da-da-da-da. For now. I'll expand it later. They're in Operation Chaos right now. Could also say Operation Disorientation. Bum 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 bum. Bo 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 bo. Alrighty, let's see what we got here.
One of the biggest questions is, how can I recognize you have problems? Today you will learn. May God bless. World where I believe in. Search for in confusion. These people feel that serious We understand. Other than whom we can. Lewis remarked, take it. Therefore, it's crucial.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
This lead. Enter into be in a says Jeremiah. Lord is living God. His wrath the trembles. Nations this way. For this, it is essential. Recognize, seeking, clarity, feels himself to. How can we feel when changes chance? Our signs to use. We should Jesus Lewis tell nature something of. However, it is important. We should not test God. True faith is true. Second type of sign, indication. God wants us to. The way to divine guidance is through a life dedicated to Scripture. Answers we often through reflection. These are the Christians. Imagine you are person, this person. They are not Corinthians. There are signs, scopes. Lewis tells prayer, mission, entities. We should seek different scriptures, union, guidance. He reveals his will. For example, vacation. Christian church. This video will find First clue. Clue in reality. This tells the use of reason can a true. There is a will higher than often what. The God tangible. Regardless of here eternally. What gives you side? Here you have therefore, it is not a field of God. It is something you have. To clarify, I say to you, what a prophet. And a significant, likely a difference tells God made time places who is the author and does to understand, recognize, absolute. He is not subject, and when this means that significant, especially recognize. This would make for discerning. God communicates through the circle.
Oh, excuse me.
All of you like experienced. Is indication. To illustrate with starting. Taking it on. Suddenly that. Clearly that. You are seeking guidance. Starting to invites you to join the team. There can be a clear sign. Let's look at what happened in Jesus to his gave a sign to John by dipping the handing it. Scribe. However, for the disciple, God's answer came a few. Judas came to the some official, chief priest. They were carrying lanterns through this to happen. Interpreted. Bible direct fulfill the
It has been that way for a while
in a
now.
specific situation. True Christian faith is the way. The Bible is not rigid. Will follow according to his biblical knowledge, biblical wisdom. Bible does truths, teaches. Excellent example. In one, this passage is the Greek. Christian say in 1 Corinthians 8. Even if it to an eye, because they know there is only one good food will qualify. However, not everyone is still so. This week, everybody in again. Therefore, it's mine. Is that although we may have freedom, let's consider others' conduct. To stumble. It's better to abstain. It was not to harm spiritually. Bible teaches for the causes you indicate. Lewis tells every action is a step towards heaven or shape our character. Consequence. The Bible is clear in teaching. Biblical behaviors like being negative. Scriptures. Busyness. Also to rebuke a fool. Is that explained? This means it is a sign. Someone is indicating. Signals that fools. In Matthew 24, Jesus gave several. Matthew 28. Someone is signals them. Matthew 24. Jesus gave several. Matthew 20. Although this statement is strange, if Jesus illustrating carcass similarly, the sign is indication principle scribes. When God is giving you a clarity, Lewis tells us prayer is reconnected. Gives us the we ask for guidance, does not leave. Guides us in guided with specific. Is not forcing a meeting capable more likely is he is not the written in
Timothy 2:22.
Wisdom. If God being intent.
Dun 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 dun.
He never liked to end a video with despite the message being like you to have small. Now we invite oh God. Each grant us clearly recognize we are not meeting a we can understand true nature. They are hard. Leaving your guiding us. We know that not circumstances, direct signs. That is why we cry out. May our faith be strengthened, concerned. What is from empower us to make changes, trusting that we ask for your if there are physical barriers keep us from you. Storage.
In the city.
Purify. Able to live a spiritual. Grant us the we are trust. Find name of Jesus. All these words. I want to thank everyone for
Oy, oy, oy.
Actually, be effective in sleep quality.
How much progesterone?
Same amount.
Like 1 to 200.
2 metabolites, and from there, like, you never manually use more DHT. You would never probably use a dial on top. So it's like upstream to that in the steroidogenesis cascade, where might other stuff plug in. I've seen progesterone use in men on TRT actually be effective in sleep quality.
How much progesterone?
Same amount.
Like 1 to 200 milligrams.
You don't have any HPTA suppression. It can be impactful. Get the downstream conversion of some of those neurons.
Look at all this death and
post-finasteride patients.
curse stuff.
I'd never heard of that. Super interesting.
No, not common, but it's why would it not work? Why would it work in women and you had testosterone level?
Yeah.
And like you're not expected to have a sky-high progesterone anyway, but it's some of the downstream steroid metabolites production and what very GABAergic, anxiolytic, help certain people, and maybe that's useful for a specific guy who has a low SHBG and is in a state of high sympathetic drive. This test and needs to calm down, or there are certain use cases that are
Man, look at all that.
individual dependent for sure, and not necessarily.
This is ridiculous.
Lab result.
Come on, paradox, colossal order. What the
Yeah.
hell is this?
So, I don't really know the history at all of anabolic steroids, so I'm guessing
Look at-
testosterone's probably one of those things that presumably.
Can you not get a handle on
when it was
this?
first synthesized remains up for debate, maybe? I know it goes back.
And so, what was the first anabolic derivative of testosterone?
The first one I can think of on my head is it might have been right, like essentially what they did was they took the testosterone molecule down, they could angle it.
Alright, well, this is where I'm going to end it today.
Derivatives, like
Back tomorrow, same time.
standalone.
Real been fun, been real fun.
Supposed
Have a good day.
breakfast of champions according to Arnold.